This is NewsBreak26 in Southwest New Brunswick. I'm Vicki Hogarth. Here's what's happening in our part of the world. From Broadway to the Bay of Fundy, Come From Away has landed in St. Andrews, and its message of kindness and resilience is striking a powerful chord in uncertain times. The Canadian musical, beloved worldwide for its retelling of how the small town of Gander, Newfoundland, welcomed thousands of stranded airline passengers on 9/11, made its New Brunswick premiere this weekend at Cura Amphitheatre. Among the audience Friday night was Claude Elliott, Gander's former mayor, who lived the story at the heart of the show. After the cast received a standing ovation, Elliott himself was called to the stage, where he was met with another. Friday night marked his 127th time seeing the musical, a journey that has taken him around the globe, sitting alongside presidents, world leaders, and icons, and even watching performances in multiple languages.
No matter how many times you see the show, it brings you back to those 5 days that those people were in Gander. I mean, we had 7,000 people. And I always say on the first day we had 5,000 strangers. On the third day we had 7,000 friends. And on the fifth day we lost 7,000 family members. We became very close to those people. They became close to us. And there was other communities too that had took passengers, like Gambo, Lewisport, Norris's Arm, Gambo, Appleton. They all took some passengers to help the load off of Gander. So everybody had the same experience in Gander, in all those communities of kindness and generosity to complete strangers. We had people from 95 countries. So trying to, I mean, there's lots of food in Newfoundland, but there wasn't a lot of diverse foods for different countries and that. But they tried a lot of the local stuff, and everybody accepted, what we had to give them.
Elliott stopped by the CHCO studio on Sunday, where he sat down for a half-hour episode of Southwest Magazine. In conversation, he reflected not only on Gander's response, but also on how the musical has transformed Gander into a global destination.
We had a disaster plan, but there was nothing in that book to say, what do you do with 7,000 people who's going to drop in for 5 days, So it was quite different. And but the greatest asset, the greatest resource any community got is its people. And I had a role to play, but the people that stayed home all day and made sandwiches and made soup, and the people that volunteered in their churches 24 hours around the clock, making sure those people were comfortable, that was just as important as my job. Because I couldn't do it all, and they couldn't do it all. And I think that's why we came together as a community. Gander and the area is caring community, and we don't ask no questions. All we seen was 7,000 people need to be looked after, and that was our goal, to do that.
As the world faces a new era of uncertainty, the message feels as vital as ever. Elliott hopes audiences carry its lessons forward.
Our story is 9/12, not 9/11. And, we saw on the 11th of September, we saw the worst act of mankind, but on the 12th, we saw the best of it. And I think that goodness and generosity will outdo evil any time at all.
The New Brunswick premiere was brought to life by Fredericton-born Broadway performer Tony LePage, an original cast member and star of the Apple TV film version of Come From Away, and his wife, Broadway director Courtney Hammond. With their company Rogue Productions, they've assembled an all-New Brunswick cast to bring this global story home to the province where LePage first got his start. After its run at Cura Amphitheatre, the production travels to the Imperial Theatre in St. John before heading across the Maritimes. Wildfires are still burning across New Brunswick, and while most restrictions on Crown land have now been lifted, the province-wide burn ban remains in effect.
Should we have multiple fires ignite after we open Crown lands? Or should we face a fire of significance that is threatening homes, businesses, or other infrastructure? We may need to reconsider added precautions on Crown lands again.
So far this season, more than 2,200 hectares have burned, nearly 6 times the 10-year average, with almost 300 fires reported, compared to just over 200 last year. Timber harvesting is restricted to the hours of 6 p.m. to noon. Peat harvesting limits remain in place, and municipalities will decide whether to reopen local parks and trails. Check your municipality's website for updates. For more information on Crown land activities, call 1-833-301-0334. That's all all the news I have for you. For more stories and online exclusives, visit CHCO and the Courier online at chco.tv.
A news and public affairs production of CHCO TV, New Brunswick's only source for independent community television.